Tout mouvement a besoin de relève. Et si la relève n'est pas bien préparée, donc vous n'avez pas été de bons leaders lorsque vous étiez à des postes de responsabilité. Dire aux jeunes que c'est à eux le syndicalisme de demain. Dire aux jeunes que pour devenir leader, il y a un cheminement à faire. Dire aux jeunes que pour faire du syndicalisme, il faut faire du sacrifice afin de travailler pour soi et pour les autres. Toutes les réunions que nous organisons en y incluant les jeunes, c'est pour leur donner le nécessaire pour que demain, le syndicalisme ne soit pas mort sur le continent africain.
The employment status in Africa in relation to the youth is so pathetic of late. You may wish to learn that with the coming of technology, most of the youths have got no employment. Much of the works have been overtaken by the expatriates from outside Africa. Our youths have no jobs of late. You may agree with me that the education systems you're also offering has not favored Africa per se. Most of the youths have no work. They can't find employment. So the status of employment in Africa is so bad. There is not much work for youths. Universities are producing all other schools, but still they can't find employment. So it's so sad for Africa.
Lorsqu'on observe un peu l'état des lieux par rapport à l'employabilité des jeunes en Afrique, on constate aisément qu'il y a une couche juvénile qui avoisine près de 60%. Et ces jeunes-là reçoivent la formation qu'il faut. Dans certains pays, nous avons près de 200 000 jeunes, dans d'autres pays 100 000 jeunes qui sortent chaque année de nos universités, écoles et instituts. Mais leur insertion professionnelle pose problème. Ça veut dire qu'il y a une main-d'œuvre assez jeune, essentiellement jeune, qui demande de l'emploi. Mais cet emploi se fait vraiment rare.
Issue of employability in Africa is a big burden in most of the countries. In most countries, we have young people facing high cases of unemployment and issues of underemployment. And I want to mention that what is happening in our labor market today is that the demand for labor is so low compared to the supply of labor from what you are getting from our schools. There are a large number of graduates who are graduating but going outside the labor market, they cannot get jobs. So I think what we are facing now is a big challenge, and I think it's a high time that the government should consider on understanding how they can balance between the supply of labor and the demand of labor, because young people are facing challenges. There is a precariousness of young people engaging in jobs that even doesn't match their profile. We have people who have graduated as doctors but they cannot get jobs. We have people who have graduated as engineers but they cannot get jobs. Others are doing some jobs in the bank because there are no jobs that match their profile.
Il y a plusieurs obstacles. La première est la selle, d'abord principalement. Il y a cette mauvaise gouvernance et non prise en compte des problématiques. Alors, si la chose n'est pas analysée bien avant, si la politique n'est pas mise en place et que les jeunes autour d'eux ne savent rien faire juste après leur bac, cela voudrait dire que l'avenir du pays est même compromis.
Il y a beaucoup d'obstacles. D'abord, il y a l'inadéquation entre l'emploi et la formation, puisque les jeunes sortent avec des diplômes, mais ils n'ont pas, par rapport aux besoins qui sont sur le marché de l'emploi, supposons qu'on cherche des techniciens en travaux bâtiments, alors que la majorité des jeunes qui viennent sur le marché de l'emploi sont diplômés en comptabilité. Donc ça voudrait dire qu'il y a une inadéquation entre l'emploi et la formation. C'est un des obstacles à l'employabilité des jeunes. Aussi, il faudra réviser le curricula des formations, c'est-à-dire le contenu de la formation que nous donnons à nos jeunes. Même les jeunes qui se lancent dans l'entrepreneuriat, ils ont des difficultés pour pouvoir trouver du financement, pour pouvoir mettre en place leur activité. Donc il y a beaucoup d'obstacles qui sont là, sur lesquels nous devons travailler pour pouvoir renforcer l'employabilité des jeunes.
The reasons vary, but few of the reasons that come to mind is the dominance of business ownership by expatriates. In the sense, I'm not saying that expat-owned businesses in Africa are wrong, but in the context where they own the businesses and they bring in their own colleagues from outside the country to operate and run the business is a big challenge. There's also lack of mentorship and monitoring. To some extent, I know that some governments are trying to impact technical and vocational skills to some people. But when the skill training is done, they don't attach the trainer to any person to be mentored. Neither do they put in any serious monitoring system. So if it's me, you take me through a sewing program, I'm done, you give me a machine, and then you let me go. At a point when I'm hard up, I'll just sell the machine and then use the money to do whatever I have to do, and then I come back to zero. I've not held myself. The government have also not benefited so much in any way.
The challenges to youth employment can be attributed to some of the criteria set by the employers. To start with, employers have denied payable internship. Not only that, what the education system is offering is totally different from what the market requires. And that has posed a great threat, a serious challenge for the youth to find employment. They cannot. They have different skills from what is happening. Much of the works today are automated, and so it requires somebody with the level of digital literacy, somebody with that understanding to do certain things. But with the current scenario, it's difficult for an African youth who have got no serious exposure to understand technology and all the automations that are coming in. Apart from that, employers are saying they need somebody with experience. We have never worked. We are coming from the schools and from all other training institutions. But then we require that experience from the industry. But then employer says that no one needs to have a certain experience, 5 years experience. Where do you find that from?
La COSI Bénin, à laquelle j'appartiens, à travers sa Commission nationale des jeunes, a mené des actions en faveur de l'employabilité des jeunes. Il s'agit essentiellement des actions de lobbying et plaidoyer en direction des employeurs, c'est-à-dire du patronat. Et ces actions-là nous ont permis de positionner des jeunes qui ont fraîchement fini leur formation. Parce que lorsqu'une entreprise décide de recruter, on exige souvent l'expérience professionnelle. Mais on ne naît pas avec l'expérience professionnelle. L'expérience professionnelle ne peut que s'acquérir sur le terrain. Donc, ces actions que nous avons menées nous ont permis de positionner certains jeunes dans les entreprises pour les stages de perfectionnement. En dehors de ça, toujours par rapport à l'employabilité des jeunes, je précise que moi je suis enseignant de carrière et dans l'enseignement il y a le système de vacation et l'État est en retard par rapport au recrutement. Donc nous avons eu à faire également du lobbying et plaidoyer en direction de l'État pour qu'un nombre non négligeable d'enseignants soit recrutés aussi bien au niveau des enseignements maternels primaires qu'au niveau des enseignements secondaires techniques et de la formation professionnelle.
In my country, Kenya, as trade union, we have always been advocating for decent work for people. And we also acknowledge that most of the young people are being engaged in the informal sector. And even young people are also engaging in jobs that are not formal by nature in many ways. And even young people are also getting contractual jobs, the jobs that of casualization and the issue of short-term jobs. So what we are doing as trade union is we are advocating for formalization of the informal sector, and we are encouraging young people to register with social protection programs through National Social Security Funds, and even to also register with the National Hospital Insurance Fund, because bottom line is we want to see young people enjoy decent work, and one of the pillars of decent work is social protection, and we're also training young people to be good entrepreneurs, because we know that if jobs are not available, it's not the end of everything. So if they are able to create their own job employment, they are able to earn more, and they are able to build their social protection now and even in future.
Initiatives that are necessary now to improve on youth employability are that, one, there should be change in the educational reforms. We must do things that are in relation to the market. We must produce what is consumable and not miss the market. Secondly, there must be a serious policy influence in the way we employ. Certain numbers, or a certain number, should be reserved purely for youth. In order to, at least we must set that target. At least each time there should be that. Apart from that, internship must be seriously promoted.
Organiser d'abord des forums entre syndicats, puisqu'il y en a plusieurs, et obliger à certains des leaders syndicaux à installer au sein de leur syndicat ou au sein de leur confédération des comités de jeunes. Ainsi, si cela est fait, les jeunes auront à traiter des problèmes qui leur sont propres à eux.
We are engaging. It's more of a tripartite thing. So there's that engagement going on to see that there's reformation in our educational sector. In fact, that one is very key, and it's about the most important thing that we need to do now.
La relève de demain.
A decent pay.
Se positionner.
Capacity building.
C'est l'avenir.
Decent work is key for decent life of young people.
Je dirais l'espérance de demain.